I featured this dress on Posy on one of my Instagram pages recently, and somebody commented that they would love to learn how to make this cute little embellishment that I put on the waistline. So today I'm going to show you how to do that. So to start with, I just grabbed some scrap material out of my bin of scrap material. And what you do is just take any circular shape. I'm going to use this little glass dish here and place it right here and trace around this shape. And go ahead and cut out different sizes if you'd like. Then just go ahead and cut your circular shape out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, we have both of our circles cut out, and so next we are going to turn them into yo-yos. For the next step, you're going to want a needle and some thread, and be sure to go ahead and knot off the very end of your thread. So simply take one of your circles, and I just flip it upside down like this, and about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch from the edge here, the raw edge, go ahead and pull your thread through. Your knot should catch right there, and then just come up about every 1/4 of an inch or so. Just a nice, easy stitch through. I go through several times and then I pull my string through. And as you can see, we have our little stitch line going along. And I just continue doing this all the way around the edge of the circle. It's super easy and super quick. You can take bigger or smaller stitches, it's up to you. I think they shouldn't be too big, but I never go too small because I'm all about making this a quick project. You just want to keep it about 1/4 of an inch away from that edge, like I said. You could go a little bit closer, but you don't really want it any further away from the edge. But it doesn't have to be perfect. Just stitch along. I'm coming up to the end here, a few more stitches. And I come up on the inside here on my last stitch. And this is where I started, here's where I ended. And so from this point, I am simply going to start pulling on my thread, on the needle and thread. And as I pull, it gathers this all into the center. If it gets a little off center, you can simply adjust your fabric and bring this gathered portion to the very middle. Give it a good tug, but don't break your string. And if you see that something's not laying the way you want, you can just simply adjust it by pulling it out a bit. And once you have it to your liking, which I think this is great, I'm simply going to run a couple stitches through this gathered area, catching the gathers and going all the way through, just to secure it into place. I just do this a couple of times. And then knot it off by leaving a little loop in your thread and bringing your needle through. You can do it 2 times and pull secure. And that has completely knotted that off so it won't fall apart. And so you could leave it at this if you wanted, but I don't think that that's very attractive in my opinion. So you can either hot glue or fabric glue something on top of here, or what I like to do, I think it's really cute, is find a coordinating button and stitch that on. So let me see what kind of buttons I have. Okay, I found this sweet little yellow button, and so I'm just gonna even leave my string attached here where I knotted it off and just come up through this button and start stitching it onto the center of my yo-yo. Once you've finished attaching it, go ahead and knot it off on the back or on the underside of the button. I know my back side's not going to show, so I just flip it over here and do a simple knot. In fact, that wasn't even a good knot, but it'll work. I've gone ahead and cut out another circle. As you can see, this one's really large. It's bigger than my hand. You can make these any size you want. And it's kind of fun to have them in a variety of sizes clustered together when you're using them as an embellishment on the waistline of your dog's dress. My grandma Edna taught me how to make these when I was a young girl, I don't know, probably 7 or 8. And I thought they were pretty fun because they weren't very hard, but they were rewarding because you could make one pretty quickly. And if you wanted, you could just sit there and make yo-yo after yo-yo. And there are some really adorable projects that you can find if you look them up on Pinterest or the internet anywhere. I'm sure there's videos on YouTube where they connect all of these yo-yos together. Generally, you would use the same size yo-yo, but they stitch them all together and make these really cute kind of like blankets or table runners. Anyways, look it up. There's a lot of cute ideas. And just like that, we have 3 adorable yo-yos. I've made them in various sizes, and as you can see, the large ones are just as cute as the tiny ones. And I've even made them smaller than this, and I just think they're darling. The cute little buttons are a nice way to tie them all together. These are just old buttons from my stash, but you can buy really cute buttons to put in the middle, or you could glue a little rosette or sew a little rosette on there, anything you want. I mean, really, you could be so creative with these, and they're so fun to add to the waistline of your dog dress. This one here, I would say, is probably a little too big unless you have a larger dog, but these 2 sizes here are just perfect. As you can see, these 3 little yo-yos, I only actually put 1 button. This one overlaps the centers almost of the other 2. But I just think that it's darling. I love it. It's so simple, and I stitched this little thing all onto the dress, and it just makes it a really nice finishing touch. So I hope that you guys will give it a try and go ahead today and make some yo-yos to add to your next project.